Good morning, students. I welcome you all for the online class of economics. As yesterday, we were learning about the theories of economics, that is consumer behavior and various types of behavior. Today, we will be going to learn the macroeconomics meaning. Macroeconomic refers to the study of economic problems or economic issues at the level of an economy as a whole. The basic problem continues to be the problem of rational management of scarce resources, as in macroeconomics. But unlike microeconomics, the focus shifts from maximization of individuals' gain to the maximization of social welfare. The central issues in macroeconomics relate to the overall level of employment, growth rate of national output, the general price level, and stability of the economy. Macroeconomics begins with the study of macroeconomic variables such as aggregate demand and aggregate supply. It analyzes how equilibrium level of output is struck. Equilibrium level will struck when aggregate demand always equals to aggregate supply. Departure from the full employment equilibrium level of output is analyzed as a problem of inflationary gap or deflationary gap in the economy. Fiscal and monetary policies are studied as measured to correct the situation of inflation and deflation. Also, issues related to exchange rate and balance of payment are studied with a view to analyzing the impact on the domestic economy. So, in short, macroeconomy means the study of economic problem as for the whole nation is considered as macroeconomics. What are components of macroeconomics? Theory related to equilibrium level of output and employment. It studies how equilibrium is struck when aggregate supply equals to aggregate demand. Theory related to inflationary and deflationary gap. It studies how departure from full employment equilibrium output causes inflationary gap or deflationary gap. Theory of multiplier. It analyzes the process of income generation owing to investment expenditure in the economy. Fiscal and monetary policies. This relate to budgetary measures and monetary measures respectively to correct the situation of inflationary and deflationary gap. Money supply and credit creation. It studies the components of money supply and how commercial banks add to money supply through credit creation. Government budget. It focuses on the measurement and impact of budgetary deficit in the economy. Exchange rate. It analyzes how exchange rate is determined in the international money market and how balance of payment impacts the level of economic activity in the domestic economy. So these were the various theory which we will be going to learn in the further chapters. These are the chapters of our microeconomy. That's why I not explained you in deeply. Just these statements are clear what we will be going to learn in these particular theories. Next is the difference between microeconomic and macroeconomic. Microeconomic studies economic relation or economic problems at the level of an individual per person. Macroeconomic studies economic relationship or economic problems at the level of the economy as a whole. Microeconomics is basically concerned with determination of output and price for an individual firm or industry. Macroeconomics is basically concerned with determination of aggregate output and general price level in the economy as a whole. Study of microeconomics assumes that macro variables remain constant. It is assumed that aggregate output is given while we are studying determination of output and price of an individual firm or industry. Study of macroeconomics assumes that micro variables remain constant. It is assumed that distribution of income remains constant when we are studying the level of output in the economy. Next topic is economy and its central problem. Economy. Economy is a system spread over a particular area that reveals the nature and level of economic activities in that area. It shows how people of the concerned area earn their living. That itself is considered as economy. So economy is a system which spreads over a particular area that reveals the nature and level of economic activities. So now what is its central problem? Its central problem, it refers more broader meaning of economy is also there. It refers to the nature and level of economic activities in an area, which may be village, a city, a district or a state. Means a district, what problem are faced by the people, how many are unemployed, how many are employed, how many are getting the problems of their learning, education, birth rate, death rate of a particular area. It is considered as, the study is considered as economic. Economic activities include production, consumption, investment and exchange. When we talk of the Indian economy, we are referring to the nature and level of production, consumption, investment and exchange in India. Because resources are scarce, every economy faces the problem of choice. It is the basic economic problem. It relates to the allocation of resources to alternative uses. It is commonly known as the problem of resource allocation. The economy is having three problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. These are popularly known as central problems of an economy. In what follows, we attempt a brief description of these problems. What to produce? This problem has two dimensions. What goods and services are to be produced, in what quantity goods and services are to be produced. I think the problems are clear. If, for example, we want to produce a good, how much quantity it must be produced, and what type of goods can be produced, it is a problem. Owing to the fact that the resources are limited, every society must find an answer to these questions, but finding an answer is not so easy. This problem becomes complex when the choice is to be made across consumer goods and capital goods. It cannot be an either or choice, because both consumer and capital goods are of significance. Consumer goods are essential to promote quality of life. Capital goods are essential for the production of consumer goods like machinery. It is a capital goods. Consumer goods, soap, oil are the consumer goods. When either or choice is not possible, the economics must struggle with the other aspect of the problem. How much of consumer goods and how much of producer goods? Here again the answer is not so simple. It needs lot of debate against economics, planners and the politicians. Because if you decide to produce more of consumer goods, the present generation enjoys good quality of life. Second problem is how to produce. Has their production are having different methods and different techniques. For a producer, it becomes very complicated for select the best method for his production. There are two methods: labor intensive method and capital intensive method. So where the producer is not able to invest in the capital, machineries and other equipments for the production, they can go with the labor intensive method. Whereas a producer who can focus on the cap purchase and having a large budget can go with the capital intensive method, means labor plus capital machinery both they can use. So the choice between the labor intensive and capital intensive technique become a problem, because the producer need to minimize their cost and at the same time maximize their efficiency. For today's class, this topic is over. Next class we will be going to learn from the topic for whom to produce. Thank you. And you can purchase two separate copies of 200 pages, each for statistics and for microeconomics, so that notes will be provided and you can note down the notes. Thank you.